apologized the first thump. I apologized to her. By the second thump, I couldn't apologize because she had already cut me with her eye. Like literally, I kicked her seat really quick. I was about to apologize and she was like, hey girl, you seen the title of the video. Your girl is back again with another story time. If you're new to my channel, hey girl, hey. If you're a returning subscriber, I don't have to say nothing because you know what's up. I know what's up. We know what's up. And that's on what? That's on what? That's on period. And Mary had a little lamb. Hey y'all, your girl is back again with another Sunday story time. In today's video, we're going to be talking about something very serious. We're talking about the time a man put a hit out on me. Not literally, but he said that he was going to put a hit out on me because I can't tell y'all why. We're going to get into that. But let's go ahead and get into the story time. So y'all already know, in order for any of my story time to make sense, I have to give y'all a little backstory. So this happened back in 2018. I was dating this guy at the time. We're going to call him heartburn or digestion. What we going to call him? Or acid reflux? Because he gave me all of that, y'all. He gave me that. We just going to say heartache. Heartache sound, that don't sound good. We going to say heartburn. We were dating at this time. This was probably like maybe like within the first year of our relationship, and he was from New York. Let's just say that. That's a full sentence, by the way. People from New York, they don't speak, they announce stuff. They're really loud. Like whispering, they don't know what whisper is. So my ex heartburn, he was very loud, very outgoing. He had a very big personality, and movies and food used to be our thing. I'm a foodie, y'all, and I like watching scary movies. At the time, I lived in Tallahassee. He lived in Orlando. He lived like 4 hours from me, and like I said, movies was our thing. By this time, I want to say I was a junior in college, so I was already over going out a lot. Like I would club. Honestly, no, the only club I went to during this time was Top Flight. If it wasn't Top Flight, then I was over like socials and parties and events and stuff. I really didn't go too much around this time. I literally went to the movies to go get something to eat, and then Top Flight. Those are like my spots that I would go to around this time. So one day he came to town or whatever. He would come to Tallahassee pretty much maybe like 3 to 4 times a month, y'all. Sometimes he would come every weekend. And it was just a regular weekend. We went to get something to eat. After we got something to eat, we went to the movie. Jordan Peele had just came out with Us. And if y'all know who Jordan Peele is, anytime he comes out with a movie, the entire Black community, we show up like Sunday service. We show up in packs, y'all. Like all of his movies are teen. So Us had came out, and this was a highly anticipated movie. A lot of people came to the movie. This was the first week that the movie came out as well, y'all. And the entire theater was packed. Car garage was packed. Like it was just so many people at the Regal this week. So we get in there, and immediately when we got in there, y'all, people were pissed. Like I'm not even gonna lie, I was annoying. I was annoyed. It was just a lot going on. I love scary movies. One thing about me, y'all, I'm scary. I'm real scary. So I had ended up kicking the back of homegirl's seat. If you've seen the movie Us, anytime anything insidious or something scary was about to happen, like anytime I got that ominous feeling, I would literally just kick the back of the person in front of me seat. And I did it twice. I apologized the first thump. I apologized to her. By the second thump, I couldn't apologize because she had already cut me with her eye. Like literally, I kicked her seat really quick. I was about to apologize, and she was like, she gave me the nastiest look. So I was just like, all right, the apology is gonna be better behavior. Like I just didn't kick her chair anymore. So the person in front of me didn't like me. I didn't like the person beside me because they kept sneezing. I don't like being in tight spaces by people that sneeze and cough. Like I feel like if we're in a tight space and you're sneezing and coughing, you need to go to the bathroom. So that bothered me. And then I didn't like a lot of people in the theater because they kept talking. Like I'm a type of person, if I'm watching a horror film, I'm scary, so I will do the little automatopoeias, the signs. I will do that. But just commentary talking in the theater, that's a no-no. I don't care what we watching. Like I don't care if we watching the saddest movie in the world. Like cry in silence, cry like you in a library. Like everybody in the theater was just talking. This one guy in particular, he thought he was a comedian, and he just kept just kept bursting out stuff the entire time the movie was going on. And if you've seen Us, you know Us is one of those type of movies where it's intense. It was a very intense, scary movie, y'all. But for you to just be yelling out stuff like anytime something was about to happen and they played like a ominous sound or the beat start to drop or like a cut would happen really quick, he would be like, "Run, B, run, run, B," like loud in the movie theater. Just a random guy, "Run, run! Why you walking like that? Get up, get up!" And it's just like, are we at the movie theater or are we in your living room? Like, are you serious? He just kept yelling stuff out. And it wasn't just him. It was like people yelling stuff out. It was just random people yelling. The lady beside me sneezing. The lady in front of me don't like me. Like, it was just a whole bunch going on. And it was starting to get to headache. Anytime the person blurted something out, I could just tell that it was building up his frustration. And like I said, y'all, this man is from New York. So he would just be like he was just getting angrier and angrier and angrier anytime something was said. And it got to the point where he reached his breaking point. And the next thing that the guy said, the guy was like from behind us, he blurted something out. And all I recall my ex just being like, "We get it, bro, you're funny, shut the F up." The dude responded back, was like, "No, you shut the F up." So now they're yelling back and forth at each other in the movie theater. Now the whole movie theater is just shushing people. They're like, "Shh, shh, 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 shh." And it got to the point where my ex got so angry that he got up and he left. Like, he just stormed out of the movie theater. He's texted my phone like immediately. He stormed out. He texted my phone and was just like, "I'm leaving. Like, let's go." I said no. He was like, "We can come back and watch it another day." I said no. Like, I'm invested. And by this point, the man had been talking throughout the entire movie. We only had 30 minutes left of the movie. I was not leaving the movie theater. Like, I'm invested at this point. So you can get mad at me all you want, but I'm not going anywhere. So he's mad at me. He was just like, "All right, I'm about to talk to the manager because this is ridiculous." And I'm not going to lie, y'all, it was getting to me, because why did I come see a horror movie and it sounds like a damn sitcom? Like, the stuff that this man said, it was funny. Some stuff was funny. It was like, all right, you said something funny the first time. Tee hee, ha ha. And then again, then again, and then again. And it just go ahead and wrap this up. Like, he was, if you wanted to be a comedian, you should have went to a comedy show and tried to outdo Cat Williams or Kevin Hart. Like, this is not the place, y'all. I literally felt like I was watching a live sitcom, because anytime he would say something, people would just be laughing. And it's just like, it really wasn't that funny. But like I said, I was invested in the show, so I stayed. He had already paid for the tickets. I was going to stay. Once the movie was done, I text Heartache and I was just like, "The movie is done." He's like, "All right, I'm already at the ticket counter." When I get to the ticket counter, he was just like, you know how they ask you, like, "How was the movie? Did you enjoy the movie?" And I was like, "We did, but we didn't." So Heartache was just like, "I didn't enjoy the movie. I would like a refund." Too many people were talking. Like, I didn't enjoy the movie at all. I actually had to leave early. So the guy at the counter, it was a white guy and it was a like a heavy set black guy. The black guy was just like, "Oh man, I hate those wannabe comedians." And like, him and my former boyfriend, they're just like joking around. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I wanted to act like a tough guy." Then he went back and forth with me. And the guy was just like, "Here, I'll give y'all two complimentary passes." AKA, I think he called them rain checks at that time, but it's just a complimentary movie pass, y'all. He gives us this little ticket or whatever. It's the movie pass. He gives us a ticket, and the white guy walks away, and then the heavy set black guy, we're gonna call him Tubby Tubby, and I'm gonna explain a little later, y'all. But we're gonna call him Tubby Tubby. So Tubby Tubby is just like, "Y'all like movies?" And my ex is just like, Do you need air to breathe?" He's like, "Yeah, we love movies." He was like, "All right, I'm gonna text you." He gets my ex number and we leave the movie theater, and like, that was that. And if you ever seen the movie Us is one of those movies where you really have to watch it a few times to fully digest all the symbolism that was in the movie. Like, it's one of those type of movies that invoke deep thinking, and the fact that somebody was talking throughout the entire movie, it was really hard to do that. So he didn't even want me, like, we couldn't even, you know how you normally we would watch movies and we would go home and talk about it, but we couldn't even talk about or do like a debrief about the movie, because he didn't get to finish the movie. Like, I couldn't spoil it for him because he said he wanted to go back to the movie at a later time. Fast forward, y'all, that's our routine thing. We end up going to the movie theater the next day. I don't know what came out. I want to say this was around 2018. A bunch of good movies came out. I don't recall the other movie that we went to go see because I fell asleep. So it probably was something Marvel. I don't know. We just went to the theaters again. Like, that following day, we went to the theaters. And when we went there, Tubba Tubby met me and Heartache outside, and it was like a drug deal, y'all. You would think a drug deal was going on the way they passed it. Like, he slid him $100, and then he slid my ex a thick band of tickets. And I remember, because I have a video, I'm not gonna put him in here, but I remember this video I recorded of him, and he was basically able to do a money spread. You know how people do a ticket? He was doing a ticket spread, y'all. He was like this. A ticket spread. That's how many tickets he got, and he paid $100 for like 20 tickets. And y'all know back then 20 tickets is a lot of tickets. I want to say maybe we paid like 12.50, 13.50 for movies. I don't think movies were as expensive as it is now. I don't know. I don't really pay for movies, and I really didn't pay for movies then. I don't know the price of movies, but I know they weren't that expensive. But he ended up giving him like 20 complimentary passes or whatever. So I was just like, this is lovely, because we were already movie fanatics. Like, I love watching movies, y'all. That was our thing. Food in a movie, we good for the night. But the fact that he gave my ex that many tickets, my ex ended up giving me like, I think he gave me like 6 tickets or whatever. He told me to put a couple tickets in his car. So anytime we went to the movie theater, it was really giving, what's that song by T.I.? You can have whatever you like. Yeah, popcorn on deck, slushies on ice. Y'all, that's what it was giving. Like, y'all know how expensive movie theater food is. But y'all, anytime we went to Regal, he's like, man, you want 2 slushies? You want the large popcorn, Doritos, cinnamon buns, the pretzels, anything you want, you got it, because it was free, y'all. It was practically free. Girl math. It was free because he paid for the price of maybe 8 tickets, but he got 20 tickets for the price of 8, y'all. So we just had a bunch of movies, and I don't know why at this time we weren't thinking, but we kept going. I used to live right by a Regal, y'all. We kept going to the same theater over and over and over again, not thinking they wouldn't catch on. Like, you would have thought that we worked at the theater. Like, you would have thought they had us on payroll, because we went there every week. Keep in mind, Heartache did not live in Tallahassee at the time, but he would come there every other weekend or sometimes every weekend, and we would always go to the movies because he had already paid for it. So I just remember we went to the movies. This was like months later, y'all. This is like 2-3 months down the line. We had our movie plug. Tubby had already re-upped him on movies, like 3 tickets, like 3 different times, because anytime we would go to the movies, he would literally be like, grab 2 of them tickets off the compartment. I would open the glove compartment, y'all, and it was always a thick stack of tickets in there. So one time I ended up going to the movies with my homegirl, and I didn't even think about it because I don't really pay for movie dates. But the fact that I was going out with my friends, I'm like, oh, I forgot I got tickets. So I grabbed the tickets out of my glove compartment, and when it was time for us to like go in and pay for the movies, I was like, oh, y'all, I got it. I got some complimentary tickets. They was like, what, you got a movie plug? I say, hell yeah, I got a movie plug. Keep in mind, y'all, Tubby was working that day, but he was not at the ticket counter. Like, I just saw him at the concession stand. I saw him, like, what do you call that? It's like the area basically take your ticket from you and give it to you before you enter the actual movie theater. He was working that area that night or whatever, but it wasn't on the side that we had to go in. It was on the opposite side. So keep in mind, I seen him that night. So I end up giving him the 3 movie passes or whatever. We went to go see our movie, and throughout the movie, it was like maybe like 30 minutes into the movie, there was a guy. He was like, I don't know what you call him, girl. I thought he was a janitor at first because he was like picking up like popcorn and stuff off the ground. He came up to us, and I already knew he knew who I was. I didn't know who he was. I had never paid attention to him, but I knew he knew who I was because he tried to play it off. He went and asked the girl right behind me, y'all. He was just like, hey, can I see your ticket? She gave him her ticket and then he skipped to me. Like, how you go from behind me, you passed over me to come back to me. Like, it was just weird. So he was like, hey, can I see your ticket? Talking to my homegirl, and she was right beside me. And she was like, oh, I don't have a ticket. She paid for it. So he's like, hey, can I see the tickets? And I was like, oh, I have a complimentary pass. Like, I don't have a ticket. He's like, oh, can I have your name? I said, in the middle of the movies? He's like, oh, my apology. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, that's weird. Like, I looked at my friends and I'm like, that's weird as hell. Like, why are you asking me questions in the middle of my experience? Like, I'm watching a movie. So y'all, I watch my movie. By the time the movie finishes, I'm not thinking anything of it. But the same guy that asked me for my name, he was like, excuse me, ma'am, can I talk to you really quick or whatever? And keep in mind, my girls, they came with me because we had plans to go do something else after the movie was over. So we go over there by like the ticket area, and it's two cops over there. They're not like over there, but they're over there. There's always cops. I don't know what it is, y'all, but there's always cops. Do they have like, I think they do got security, but it was the cops, y'all. It was the real cops. They had the cops like at the movie theater. And now that I think about it, cops are always at the theaters. I don't know why. Do they get free tickets? Do they get half off stuff? I don't know, y'all. But the cops was at the movie theaters. So he was just like, you come here a lot. And I was just like, yeah, I had some passes for a mishap that happened like a few weeks ago. And he was like, no, but you come here a lot. Keep in mind, y'all, we did not switch up what theater we went to. So I was just like, yeah, it's a lot of raggedy people that come to the movie theater. Like, there's a lot of mishaps. There's a lot of people that are loud and unruly. So yeah, so I kind of got offended. He was just like, I know you. I know you. You come here a lot, and I just want to know who gave you the passes. Like, who gave you the passes or whatever. Like, we're already investigating right now. If you can help us, we don't have to take it there. And when he say take it there, y'all, he like walks from behind the counter. And I already knew what he meant by that. And keep in mind, at this time, I'm still petrified. I'm still frightened to go to jail. But at this time, I was frightened for the wrong reasons. Like, now, my frontal lobe has developed, y'all. I'm not as vain. Before, I was frightened because I'm just like, I can't go to jail. Like, me, like, y'all, my worst nightmare, it still kind of is. Not that much, because now, obviously, I know the magnitude of what having a record is and going to jail looks like. Like, it's just certain things that you will not get, or be harder for you to do certain things if you have a record. But back then, it was solely just me being young and vain, y'all. Because I told y'all, people from my hometown, when they're bored, they look up mud shots on a Tuesday. They be like, Marion County mud shots, Leon County mud shots. Let me just see who went to jail today. Let me just see who went to jail. And I had too many haters for me to be in jail with cornrows. I don't know why. I don't know if they changed anything. If you've been to jail before, let me know if this is a thing. But back then, when I was younger, I always thought when you got admitted into jail, you had to take off your fingernails, take off your wig, take off your makeup. You can't have any jewelry. Like, you have to take everything off of that. Is that sort of thing? Because I used to think that back then. So I'm just like, without this wig on, I look like 42 Doug. I had like the oldest cornrows in my head at the time. So I'm just like, jail, take it to the next level. We don't even have to do that. We don't even have to do that. So when I heard that, y'all, my heart sunk. And keep in mind, it was just like, well, they said they don't even have tickets. They didn't even pay for tickets. So you weren't supposed to give out your passes to them anyway. Like, that's already against Regal's policy. Like, he was being very technical and analytical of everything that I said. So he was just like, just tell us who you got the passes from. Like, I don't want to cause any trouble. I don't want to make this bigger than what it is. And my friends, y'all, aren't the friends that they not finna ride or die to the moon with you. Like, these are not ride or die friends. When it comes to going to jail, that's where we the ride is over. It's let me out right here. So they were already looking at me like, Asia girl, have a good night. Have a good night, because this is a bit too much. So I was just like, well, I don't know who I got the tickets from. They was like, you don't have to know, describe him. So all I said was, he was round and bald, like a tubby tubby. Like, I ain't at the tubby tubby part on that, y'all, but I said he was round and bald. The guy that I was talking to looked at the other guy that was working at a Ticketmaster, and they gave each other that look like, we got him. I know exactly who you talking about. So I was just like, good night, like, have a good night or whatever. And keep in mind, while all of this is going on, Tubby ends up walking over there, but I'm not really worried about Tubba Tubby seeing me because I truly didn't think that Tubba Tubby knew who I was or how I looked, because he had been our movie plug for about 3 months at this time. And keep in mind, the only time, well, I had been with my heartache a few times when he gave us the tickets, but I didn't really think anything of it, y'all. So when he's like came over there, I was just like, thank you, have a good night. And we left and we ended up going out to eat. And I didn't think to even tell Headache at the time. I don't know why, because I honestly wasn't putting two and two together. I didn't really think to tell him. It was honestly because Tubba Tubby, he would tell my ex, like anytime he would get tickets from him, my ex would always be like, good looking boss, good. Which I hate when men do that. Like, why y'all be calling everybody bosses? You ain't no damn boss. You giving away freaking Regal tickets and you talking about, let me not, y'all. We gonna get there. But yeah, so he was just like, good looking boss. If you know anybody that need a movie plug, I'm the guy. Like, so if you're doing that with us, imagine how many more people you cutting off Regal to get to give free movie tickets away. Like, y'all get what I'm saying? Like, if it's not just us. So I wasn't even thinking he would even remember me, to be honest. Like I said, I did come to that same Regal all the time, y'all, but my brain wasn't even connecting the dots like that. Fast forward months later, I want to say it had at least been like 2 to 3 months, and we were finally starting to get low on tickets. And my ex was in Tallahassee, and we were getting ready to go to the movies, and we had like, I want to say we had got down to like 2 to 3 tickets left. And I had opened the compartment and gave him the tickets, or I think he reached in front of me, and that's when I saw the tickets was getting low. And I said something like, dang, the tickets getting low. And he's like, yeah, I've been texting Tubby Tubby, but he ain't hit me back. He ain't hit me back up. He ain't hit me back. And I'm just like, oh, that's strange or whatever. And he's like, Tubby Tubby. I'm like, Tubby Tubby probably don't work here no more, whatever. Like, I haven't seen him, because like I said, y'all, I was still, even if my ex was not in town, we would go to the movies all the time. So we pretty much knew the whole staff. Like, we knew people's schedule. We knew who worked there. Like, we had not seen Tubba Tubby in a while. And I didn't put two and two together because it was months later. But I was like, oh, he probably just don't work there no more. He probably at another location. It was just like, he probably got arrested. He probably got caught. I'm like, I don't think he got arrested. Like, I don't think none of that. But he was just like, well, that man need to text me back. And I'm like, well, if he ain't texting you back, he probably in trouble. Because if you still in there, you cutting off Regal, you a fraud all the way around. Who knows what else you doing? You probably looking at people's credit card numbers, stealing. You probably doing all types of stuff. So I was just like, I don't know. But my ex was just like, yeah, like I'm gonna text him or whatever. So he texts him. Never got a response. That was that. That was like months later, y'all. Fast forward, I want to say a month after the whole situation where they kind of did interrogate me, because he basically was like, you gonna be on mugshot with no wig on, or you gonna tell us where you got these tickets from? Like, it's one or the other. Like, he was giving me that vibe, y'all. So fast forward, me and my ex, we end up going to Top Flight. And Top Flight was always thick around this time. I don't know how it is now, but it was one of those days where it was literally wrapped around the building. And guess who was there? Guess who was there? Just guess. I had never seen this man anywhere outside of Regal. Like, I've never seen him outside of Regal. The only color I know that he wear is a red shirt. Like, I had never seen this man anywhere else, but he ended up being at Top Flight, y'all. And even then, when I saw him, I'm just like, I don't really want to see him, because I don't know if he know I was a person that snitched on him. And I already knew that he got fired because of me, because like, after that, I peeped that we did not see him no more, whatever. But I didn't know 100% because of me, y'all. But deep down inside, I had a little guilt or whatever. So we in line at Flight, and my man is like behind me, and I remember just pushing him like to the wall or whatever, trying to fake vibe and dance. I'm just like, I know if he see Tubby Tubby, he gonna try to dap Tubby Tubby up, and Tubby Tubby is going to mention that I snitched or we snitched. Like, I didn't want no beef, y'all. I didn't want that type of beef. Like, I didn't want no problems. So I'm trying to distract my man or whatever. And I'm doing a good job. I'm doing a very good job. I'm dancing on him. We talking, we vibing while we're waiting to get into the club. Cause Top Flight, do they still do that, y'all? They always used to hold the lines. They holding the lines or whatever. We talking, and it's a whole bunch of people there. But one thing about Top Flight is you can see the entire club. You can see the front of the club from the back of the club, the back of the club from the front of the club. Like it's a little hole in the wall, y'all. It's really tight and small in there. So I'm like, the fact that it's tight and small in here, that's one thing. But then again, I don't think he gonna see us because it was that many people in there. So we finally get in, and Tubba Tubby is like way in front of us. So he's already in there. So I was already able to get into the club, scope the scene out, and was like, all right, if he on the west side, then I'm gonna stay over here. He goes, he gets us a drink, and I'm at the table, and I'm on the opposite side of the club. Tubba Tubby, they're like by the front of the stage. And I do want to say at this time they basically had all the tables when you first enter the club, all the tables on the right side, the stage is in the front, but then they had tables in like the middle. So he's closer to the stage and I'm all the way in the back by the DJ. So our tables were distance apart or whatever. But I was worried because when Headache went to go get our drinks, it's closer. He went to the bar that's closer to the front. Nonetheless, we have a good night. We dancing, having a good time. While we're leaving the spot, and I had on heels, y'all. My feet was starting to hurt, and after the club like let out, sometimes guys would just be like hanging out, parking lot pimping, and I was starting to get bothered. Like, you know how you could tell like something about to pop out, like something in me felt like Tubba Tubby. He looks like the type of guy that be like, I can't get no hug. Can I get a hug? Y'all know those the type to hang out around the club. So I'm like, no, we don't need to be no hanging out. We need to like go, we need to base it to the car or whatever. So immediately my feet was hurting, y'all, so I couldn't really get to the car how I wanted to. So I told my ex, I'm like, can you go get a car? My feet hurt. So he's just like, I'll throw you on my back. I'm like, no, like I'm not about to be embarrassed. Go get the car. So he goes and get the car. As soon as I turn around, y'all, Tubby Tubby, he sees me. I look the other way and he yells, you a bitch, bitch. But y'all, if it's not direct, it hasn't been addressed. So I look the other way because I'm like, you're not talking to me. And then I hear a girl. I didn't know if the girl was with him or if the girl was beside him. I didn't know who the girl was to him, y'all. But I hear a girl say, who are you talking to? He's like, I'm talking to her. She's like, you know her? You know her? I turn around and I'm like, you're not talking to me. Keep in mind, I'm going off the Henny, y'all. They had the best Hennies. Their Henny. Like, if I could find a video how Top Flight used to make them drinks, it would literally be Henny with a dash of lemonade. So I'm going off the Henny. I'm like, you're not talking to me. He was like, I am talking to you with your big feet. Like, y'all, he started talking about my feet. I had to tuck my toes because you know when somebody started talking about your feet, everyone started looking back at your feet. So now I'm tucking my toes. I'm folding my toes up in my heels because he's talking about my feet. And he's like, you wear a size 13? You a man? Like basically going in on me. Your big feet, small hand, like going in, y'all. And I'm like, all right, yeah, you're broke. Mind you, we're arguing, but no one is addressing the elephant in the room. I already knew that he knew that I was a snitch, but I wasn't gonna say anything, y'all. He's going off, talking all crazy. And my headache ends up calling me and he's like, I can't drive all the way up there. I'm gonna get stuck in traffic because they kind of used to like block, like you can't come in front of the club and just park right there and hold up traffic. So it wasn't a parking garage, y'all. It was just like a parking yard where people used to park at. So he was like, walk down a little bit, like I'm right here. So as I'm walking down, I was about to call him pork chop because that's how he was shaped. But not Oompa Loompa, damn. Tubba Tubby, y'all. Tubba Tubby is walking behind me in my ear talking smack, and I'm walking or whatever. I'm walking, and y'all know y'all see me all the time. I naturally talk with my hands. Why when I'm talking with my hands? Because I'm going back and forth with him as well. Like I'll do a couple steps, ankles will start hurting, and then I will turn back around and I'll be like, you big, you fat. Like I'm just calling him fat, y'all. Don't somebody be like, he's just fat, belly up. Please stop. Anyway, I'm calling him fat. I'm talking about him because he's talking about me. And when I finally get to the point where I'm getting ready to get in my man's car, he drove a Toyota Corolla. The man starts saying, you calling me broke, but you want a Corolla, a Corolla, a Crayola, Tomola. Like he talking about the car, clowning the car, talking all crazy. Keep in mind, Headache don't know nothing about nothing, y'all. He don't know nothing that's going on. So Headache, as I'm getting in the car, he peeps that he peeps who it is, and he peeps that I'm talking to him. So he's like, he says Ussy with the P added on there, y'all. So he's like, Ussy, what's good? He gets out the car. I'm like, oh my gosh. He get out the car, y'all. They go back and forth. And while they're going back and forth, I jump over to the driver's seat, y'all, because the car literally is in the middle of the road. Like, he hops out the car, parks in the middle of the damn road. People are beeping. I get out the car. Well, not out of the car, y'all. I jump over to the other seat, and I kind of just move the car to the side. And Tubby, like, he is what it sounds like, y'all. This man is moving so slow. So he got his set up, but like, hands can't even go past his head. Like, he is moving so slow. And my ex is just like, we ain't snitch on you, Ussy. You broke. You should never been broke. You got cut off. Like, they going back, y'all. They literally going back and forth. And then that's when they didn't fight, y'all. I think he swung, and he just, y'all, the agility, he didn't have it, y'all. He swung, ended up on the ground. Like I said, this man was brown. This man was big as hell. So when he fell, like, it took him a while to get back up, and that's when he started yelling all types of hits on me. It's like, every time I see you, you gonna die, you gonna die, you gonna DIE, you gonna DIE about it, you gonna because you ripped off Rico, like, you ripped off your job, and then you gonna assume one. I kept saying, like, because at the time my ex didn't really know about that situation, so I kept saying, you gonna blame us, you're gonna blame us. So my ex was like, oh, see, how you gonna blame us? Anybody could have snitched on your bro. Y'all, just going in. He was like, every time I see you, you're done. Like, you're done. Like, he kept repeating that over and over. And it's just like, sir, please, your crack is out. Like, you getting up in slow motion. Please stop talking to me. But yeah, that's the story time. And it's funny because this got brought up because y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but every few months I have to ask. Like, I probably am a little crazy for this. I'm a little crazy, but my mind is just very impulsive. And if y'all know my man, my fiance, very cool. He's very demure. And like, he's never, like, he doesn't give me the aggressive type. Like, he doesn't give me the pop-up type. So every few months, like, I remember when we first started dating, like on our third date, I was just like, if I got jumped right now, I'm like, literally random, y'all. Like, we at the spot, and I'm like, you see those two girls? If they came over here and they just hopped on me, what you gonna do? A, call 911. 2, break it up. 3, jump on them. Like, what are you going to do? Like, what are you gonna do? Because I have to know. Like, I just have to know. You know how, like, some men or some friends you with, and you kind of just know by their personality. But my man is so cool, so demure. Like, I've never really seen him get mad or angry or raise his voice. Like, he's very much a people person. A few months, I have to look at him and be like, are you about that life? If something happened, are you about that? I don't know, y'all. My mind is just very impulsive because I don't even put myself or men in situations anymore. Like, I'm situational awareness is very much there now, but I couldn't even picture him being angry at anyone, to let alone have to fight anyone. And for the ones that are like, oh, why are you trying to promote man hitting what? I'm not. That's what we're not going to do. But if I have a son, I'm going to promote him defending himself and defending the people that he loves. If a person is getting jumped, it's not a fair fight. So at that point, you hop on anybody that hops on me. I don't care what the gender is, I don't care about any of that. Like, that's how I'm raising my son and my kids. I'm going on a tangent now, but anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace. Mwah.